Hello, everyone, and welcome to the conclusion of the 2017 Professional Disc Golf World Championships. My name is Jeremy Koling. I'm joined in the booth with Steve Hill from UltraWorld, Team UltraGerm Commentary.
Oh, yeah.
And we have an awesome card. We got the reigning world champion, Ricky Wysocki, #1 player in the world. He seems unstoppable this season. Followed by Adam Hammes. Adam Hammes. He's an elite company. A handful of people have ever been on last round lead card of the Professional World Championships. I know I certainly haven't, so that's an incredible honor for the kid. Followed with JohnE McCray and Simon Lizotte. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and we got to remember, Ricky's coming in with an 8-shot lead, so he's got some room to work with. But we've also seen throughout the season that doesn't mean this is a given.
No, it's not a given. I mean, you have Paul Macbeth on chase card, and he is going to go 100% for this. You know, there's no second place for that guy. And Ricky starts off with a roller. This line actually sets up really nice for a roller, but he did a little bit too much cut on that one. And Adam with a little bit too wide on the hyzer there. This shot, you really have to get really far left to give yourself a really nice angle to the pin on your second shot.
And we saw the other day Simon took the Simon route outside, and it looks like he's trying to line up that same shot.
So I did actually look for that one today, and it's very Simon-like. It's very small, and no one can really do what you need to do.
And he actually hit it this time. It's the other day it flex out didn't go quite as far, but
where is this?
He's way down there.
Okay, so he turned it over too much, which is incredible. Yep. But yeah, he's way further up there than most people are getting on any shot. So we'll see what he gets.
Johnny with the American flag bandana on his head. We're here out here at Fort Gordon. It's a military base. His dad was a vet, so there's a little extra meaning with him out at this course too.
There might not be one player that plays with more pride or passion than JohnE McCray, and he's also just proven that age is just a number. I mean, he's out there with these kids who are in their young 20s, mid-20s, the prime athletic period of their life, and Johnny's in his mid-40s, and he's still out here just kicking everyone's butt. I mean, it's so impressive to watch him just come out with so much fire. Every time he plays, he leaves 100% out there.
Oh, yeah.
And Adam from a rough spot there, and I'm curious to see. You know, yesterday, third round, it wasn't the last round, but he really showed that he had the poise that it takes to do well at the top level.
This shot from Johnny is tremendous.
Oh wow, yeah, and he's actually long, which is it's difficult to do in 2 shots in this hole. It's a really long par 4 uphill on the second shot. But I mean, I can't even imagine what the nerves are like
right
that this kid's going through, and regardless of how he plays this round, like I said, there's nothing you can take away from being in this lead card in this position in the last round of the World Championships.
Yeah, 18 years old, just graduated high school.
Incredible. And Simon finds a nice little route through the trees there, and he's going to have a nice birdie putt.
Yep.
And
Rick's going to lay up and take his par.
Yeah, Rick doesn't really need to come out with that much. He basically... Oh, and Johnny almost reads the wind perfectly there. Just looked like it was going to be a bit low, but then continued to lift with a tailwind, which is really interesting.
And that's, like you're talking about, that could be a little bit of those nerves there, sailing that one high. We didn't see him do that much yesterday.
And this is not the putt you want to have coming back. And that's a solid strike there. I mean, that's, he's not happy about the bogey, but, having a 27-foot headwind putt downhill on the first hole of the World Championships with this huge gallery, I mean, that takes a lot of nerves to be able to make that putt.
And get it out of your system. Simon taking one back already from Ricky, so you never know. We've seen him make a push earlier this season at JomezPro.
Yeah, and a few things could have gone Simon's way at the JomezPro Open.
Exactly.
And he could have been the champion. But, Ricky's game plan for today is going to be pars and birdies. You don't need that many stretches where he goes off.
Exactly.
And just to protect that lead. No Final 9 this year for the first time ever. Just 4 rounds. And if Ricky can play clean for the most part and get a few birdies here along the way, he should be good, but you never know.
So that actually puts Simon back to 8 down. He had to work. He's still got plenty of work to do as we go into hole 2 here.
Hole 2 is kind of a lengthy turnover shot for a righty, and pretty textbook backhand hyzer for a lefty. OB left, kind of where those PDGA banners are. This is a pretty tricky hole, though. The basket's on this mound, and I can't quite see where he's going. Is he
way off to the right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just turned it over too much again.
The cameraman was a little bit confused there.
Ricky going textbook with the forehand.
Wow. That is so much power to get there on a hyzer line. And you have to go pretty wide here. You can't throw a flex shot for a forehand. You have to throw all hyzer, and that much distance with a hyzer forehand takes a ton of power. Oh, man. Johnny, he's got to be the best in the game at the turnover shot. He throws... I don't know if I've ever seen him throw a forehand, and that's saying a lot because I've played quite a bit with Johnny, and he just does not throw forehands.
Yeah, rarely used shot in his arsenal.
And he... And does this make it across the path? It looks like it does.
Oh, yeah, across the path. Yeah, not back in.
Yeah, he's unfortunately out of bounds there. Tough start for Adam today.
Oh, yeah.
He'll need to just pitch this up and... Oh, wow.
He was giving it a run, though.
Wow, look at those nerves there. I mean, that is not a putt that on that mound you're running that often. But, man, he's showing he's not scared.
Yeah.
That shows a lot right there, actually. And Ricky, great birdie there. I mean, that's really going to help pad that lead. If you can pick up birdies like this, there's going to be no catching him today.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah. Nice.
He gives a little point to the basket, too, man. I love it.
That's something these Mach X's do well. If you can putt with some pace up high, they typically don't spit back out. It's the softer putts that the Mach X has trouble with.
Yeah.
And, man, another solid bogey putt. I know that's not what he's looking for, of course, but...
It's a little bit of a confidence builder, though. I mean, to at least see him... overcome some of that early adversity. Mm-hmm. He's got a strong mental game. And Simon says, "Hey, ladies."
What was that? What was he smirking about there?
Simon being Simon.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's kind of always on the prowl. Look at him. Adam with a 4, but great 2s there from Johnny and Ricky.
And we get to this very long par 5, 1,067 feet. Playing mostly downhill.
Oh, yeah. This is one of the eagleable par 5s if you get aggressive off the tee. And I played practice rounds with Ricky here, and he's going for the big over-the-top shot here. And there's a lot of space out right, but it looks like he may have gone too far right.
Yeah, the wind had picked up a little bit here as well.
Yeah, it was playing tricks with our shots here. We had a right-to-left wind. And so once that disc starts to turn over, it starts to slam it down. And it looks like Johnny as well is going maybe a bit too far right. I can't quite tell if those shots made it back to the fairway. And I don't think Simon's going to be laying up off to the left either. And if you can clear those trees, which it looks like he's done. Oh, yeah. That turned over too much too. This wind was really hard to be able to go for that aggressive shot. It looks like we're going to see Adam play the safer layup shot here. Out to the left. And what this does is this actually opens up the second shot. You're almost guaranteed to have a nice clean over-the-top shot here in 2. And the trees are pretty low there, so it really does allow the player to rip it. But it looks like Adams has this way too high.
Yep. And
I don't even think that ever crossed inbounds up there, or did it?
I don't think it did, or it may have done. It may have been late. There was a little bit of a talk of the spotter, and
Ricky's out of bounds there too.
Yeah, it floated all the way back across the fairway to that left side OB.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really odd shot. Couldn't couldn't see it quite as well here, I think, because it wasn't an expected outcome.
Well, I mean, if anybody's going to have a chance, it's going to be if Ricky's making mistakes like that.
Exactly.
That's a shot that, you know, you need to pitch out and just take your medicine and give yourself a look for 5.
Yeah.
And now he's in position to take a 6, probably at best.
And he gets a nice little turnover forehand.
Wow.
Here.
That's a nice shot there. But, you know, still, best case scenario, he's got to pitch up and down and get a 6.
Yeah.
And this is, even though the wind was playing tricks off the tee here, I do feel like this is probably, with the inclusion of hole 9, the pretty easy birdies to get in terms of this being a par 5. It just takes 3 decent shots. You don't ever have to throw one incredible shot. And so it does look like Adam did cross and bounds up.
Yeah, a little bit further down the fairway. So that actually made a big difference. His initial lie that he was first looking at was way back by, you know, where he was originally in bounds the first
if
time.
had never crossed in bounds, that would have been devastating.
Nice little up shot there.
Yeah, Simon with a nice third shot. He's going to have a almost tap in there for his birdie. And Adam's going to be able to get away with a par here if he can tap that putt in. And Ricky is just so deadly with his harp.
Yeah.
Just throwing lawn darts out there with that thing.
Johnny just can't get that one to turn enough there.
Yeah, that's a good bid from there. Not much.
You do have OB on the backside there if you run that a bit too aggressively.
Yeah, that's worth mentioning. You know, if that basket or if that shot had sailed a little bit higher and gone down the hill, he would have been OB.
Adam is very good at that mannequin game.
Oh yeah,
just staying real still while everyone taps out.
And Ricky with the bogey there, but
he's still got plenty to play with.
He's got plenty to play with, but he can't do that too much.
No.
You can't make a habit of that. And like Johnny's just having it. Golly,
you know what? It was real nice because on round 3, he was
dancing, man.
Round 3, he was getting kind of upset. He was a little bit tighter, a little bit more fired up, and today he came out. He had the headphones in. He was jamming some Pink Floyd and you know, some classic rock stuff, and he was just in a lot better spirits. It was a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the word better spirits is the way, but he's really enjoying himself and focusing on that, and I think that maybe third round, you know, he was tied with Ricky. They were both at 20 under going into the third round.
A lot different scenario.
Yeah, and now he's getting, you know, now Ricky's paced him, you know, distanced himself from the field, and now the goal is just go back to what you enjoy about disc golf: the competition, playing, straddling for position, doing everything you can to go as low as you possibly can, and so far we've seen 3 excellent tee shots. If you're throwing the right hand backhand, you just want to get past those trees, and that opens up a wide open approach for about 330 or so. And looks like Rick is going for the shorter route. He's gonna have a flex sidearm or a big backhand over the top hyzer. Yeah, that looks like that's what he's going for. And can't quite spot that in the air there, but wow, is he long?
He's actually long, yeah.
Wow. I am always impressed when I see Ricky throw, because he doesn't look like he's throwing a ton of effort into his throws, but he throws it just as far as really anybody on tour, and he's just got a lot of core strength that allows him to do a quick turn, and he gets a ton of distance. I mean, he's
one of the more underrated qualities. Nice shot, Tyler.
Oh, beautiful approach there. Johnny and Simon with nice turnover approaches. Both are going to have good looks for birdie.
Yeah, everyone playing this hole about as best as you can ask for here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a routine textbook play right there from the card. I mean, everyone's inside the circle putting for birdie. Oh, and Johnny was ready to walk it in, but
didn't get any help there.
Yeah, you can see that tailwind just enough to knock it down. That's a tough miss.
And that's a great recovery after the bogey, coming back with the nice over the top shot and then a little cleanup birdie.
Yeah, that was a great approach from there. I mean, there's really only one way you can get to the basket from where he was, and you have to have a lot of power to do so. And Adam with a great birdie. That's his first birdie of the round, and he's going to look for more of those to keep his position up there at the top. And I'm not going to say anything about that. Simon taps in with 2 discs. No, I'm kidding. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just kidding. But 3 birdies there, and Johnny with the par. So watch out, everyone. Simon is 3 under through 4 holes, making a good bid for the second place at the World Championships. It's worth noting that Simon almost did not play this event.
Yeah.
He had a ton of really, really bad back pain, and he saw doctors, got a lot of pain meds, and yet his back is good enough to be able to throw a Skamahawk 440 feet. I mean, I still don't understand how he's trying the shot.
Yeah, he's up in those woods a little short there. Yeah, it's all cortisone, man.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Wow, and so Adam's going for the low line forehand. I personally I never saw this route when I was practicing it. To me, there was 2 ways of playing this hole, and it's the over the top forehand, which I think you're going to see Ricky throwing. Yeah.
Right.
Saws
it off a little bit there, doing a little.
But man, that was inches away from what he wanted. He had that thing on a really nice height. If it's really easy to get this one too high, and he would have just barely been clearing that tree. And Johnny's going for the turnover out there. I guess that is, I do see that one more than I can see the forehand line there.
Oh, you come going back to Adam's shot. He walked off the tee and was beating himself up a little bit, realizing in hindsight that it was a bad decision, but. Nice recovery there. Yeah,
and that's what you're looking for. I mean, this course is going to put you in bad spots. You know, you're going to not so much in the front 9 as much as it is the back 9, but you will see coming up to the final holes, you're going to be in some tricky spots, and to be able to throw that nice recovery shot, that's going to. Did not see Simon get out. Doesn't look like he did get out. He's got some work left to do, and so does Ricky. This hole that you're really seeing a course that was put in the ground 3 months ago, and Simon just slides out.
Yeah, nothing's really been broken in yet, so there aren't quite as many windows, and
that's not to say that the people who were responsible for the course management didn't do an incredible job to get it to where it is. I mean, this course didn't necessarily feel like it was a brand new course unless you were in the woods. But they did an incredible job sculpting the fairways. And I mean, this course is only going to get better over time. But you know, you still find a lot of raw roots on the ground that haven't been cut yet, and it's just things that they couldn't quite get to in time. But in general, I mean, they did a fantastic job getting these 2 incredible monster courses put in for the course.
So we still got Ricky at 8 over everyone else, so,
comfortable.
Definitely comfortable. Going into hole 6. Well, another little short one. This is a little valley shot. Might see some ace runs here. It's always a fun one.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the 2 shortest holes in the course. I'd say, in terms of par 3s out here, this is an absolute must-get. This is one you have to give yourself a look at because you don't get that many easy shots at birdie on this course. And Adam with a nice shot, leaving him about 18 feet or so. Wouldn't be surprised to see Ricky throw a little forehand turn over here. That's a surprisingly short shot here.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the game at the forehand and hyzer shot. That's something that Ricky's always had an incredible amount of touch in. And he just burned that one a little bit low, and Johnny misses. Can't miss that one tree that's in the way. That's really the only obstacle in the way for the backhand.
And Simon with the little putter drive here too.
Yeah, that's a C-line PD.
It's a great shot.
He's been throwing that thing for a while now, and he's really good with that disc. Oh, he even nets a FollowFlight. Congratulations, Simon. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, it's just
it made it just look so easy.
Yeah, made it look as easy as it is.
I hate that term, making it look easy, because none of it is really easy.
Right.
But when you put it that close.
Yeah, Brian Schweberger, one of the. Oh, look at that putt from Johnny.
Very nice.
Gosh, that is on the middle of the tape there. Just a perfect putt. He almost runs into Ricky.
So at this point, Paul Macbeth making a little push from the chase card is actually... He's jumped all the way into second place now. He's leapfrogged everyone else on the card besides Ricky.
Well, he mentioned on Facebook before the round, he said, I may not be in the running for the World Championship win anymore, but I'm going to give it everything I've got. And I'm not surprised, because this is what we are used to seeing from Paul, making those last round runs.
Oh yeah, he did the same thing last year. He went out to the country club, guns blazing, huge throws all the way until the end, even when Ricky had it in the bag already. So
scratching and clawing, and 3 birdies there. Adam, Johnny, and Simon, and Ricky with a par. Not a par Ricky's going to be very happy with, because that's just one that's going to help make it impossible for people to catch him. But, you get pars like that, you open the door, especially with what Paul's doing on chase card.
Now, this shot plays very steeply uphill.
Yeah, you have to... You really want to get as far left as you can, because this second shot is so far uphill that it really makes it difficult. You do have a couple of guardian trees up there on the green that are about 40 feet short. So as close as you can get to the basket on the tee, the better. I mean, obviously.
Yes.
But and it looks like Simon was trying to cut off as much as he can.
He's got a lot of work to do after that shot.
He surely does. But he's out in the fairway, which is, better than most people who do hit that tree. And Ricky throws that one perfectly, just cutting that corner and getting up there. That's a great tee shot. But yeah, this is going to take every bit of Simon distance to be able to reach the pin from here. Oh, man, and he did some course maintenance. That was a large branch that he cut down there. And Johnny throwing a nice flex shot. Wow. Incredible shot there from really not the position he was looking for. He's got so much power, man. It is so fun to watch him play.
You forget sometimes that he's 45.
Oh, wow. And somehow Adam manages to avoid all those real high catching. I'm struggling with this one.
No, it's okay. Rick goes a little short. But yeah, just a perfect upshot by Adam. He really does have a very, very well-rounded game for how young he is.
Yeah. No, those pines have a high rate of catch, and Adam just narrowly avoids them. And Ricky's given a nice bid from his from the knee, can't quite convert. Simon for his par, man, and he was 3 down through 4, and now all of a sudden he's 2 down through 7.
Yeah, nice birdie from JohnE.
Yeah, he played that one great. That second shot was fantastic. But yeah, going back to what you were saying on the previous hole about no shot being easy, that's something that the one of the guys I looked up to in the game, Brian Schweberger, used to always say. People would be like, "Oh, that's just an easy approach." There's no easy shot in disc golf.
Exactly.
And that's an important thing to remember, that every single shot requires the same amount of focus going into it. And when you start saying things are easy, you start discounting what actually goes into a shot. And so there are no easy shots.
Yeah. So we get JohnE jumping back up into third now, and a little bit of struggles for Simon there. Surprisingly, he's got so much power. You'd expect to see that hole really play to his strengths.
Yeah. That's not a bogey that's gonna sit well with him. But the important thing is moving on. And, understanding that bogeys can happen really on any hole. This course has just got so many rough spots.
This developed into one of my favorite shots on the course. Just the line that you need. Super technical. You get to see some fun lines through here. I really enjoyed this one over the week.
Yeah, there's a couple of par threes in this course that are extremely tight tunnels, and Johnny just blazing past the basket there, but he's still probably 28 feet or so. But yeah, you really have to keep a low line drive shot here, and if you don't put it close, and you have a putt like that, I mean, that's going to look pretty routine for Rick there. But
of course,
a lot of people will see that basket's on a mound, and it'll make that putt even that much harder. I'm not sure what Simon's throwing there, but can't quite slide over that hillside. That little knoll there above the basket, or short of the basket, makes that tee shot very difficult. Oh!
Got a little help from the tree there, too.
Wow. Watch this. That doesn't look like it affected the angle much, but you can't really ever tell.
I think he actually gave the tree a little pat.
Sure.
On the way to the basket there.
He better. And
then he gets that roll away.
Yep, that's what happens. And yeah, that's what makes this hole difficult. Is that the death putt isn't necessarily the fact in missing it by airballing it. It's hitting metal and not making it, because that basket, and you can see right there. I mean, there's just a ramp under the basket, and
Johnny makes sure he's not at least going to get the roll away.
No, you're not going to roll up there. That's for sure. That's a rare one.
Yeah, second one I saw this tournament. I think I don't recall which hole, but I saw Chris Dickerson do the same thing at some point.
Does that count? And, no surprise there.
Just doing exactly what he's got to do here.
Yep. Just picking up a few here and there, and avoiding the costly bogeys minus the one slip up on hole 3. But Adam's thinking, man, this is he's just right there. Like
even for the round so far.
What are you gonna do with this situation? And he's trying as hard as he can, just a bit low on that putt, and he paid dearly for it.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish the front nine here with a 1,060-foot beast, par 5.
Yeah. This is the most eagleable hole of the tournament. You have to have a ton of distance, but it is slightly downhill once you get over this initial hill. And it's, 1,060 feet. It's nothing to ask the top players in the world to throw 2 500-foot accurate shots. And if anyone can do it, it's this guy right here from Germany. He hits that tree, and it's going to leave him a little bit out of position for that eagle 3, but...
And you see the wind picking up here. Blue skies in the front. Behind these guys, very ominous looking clouds. And Johnny...
Yeah! JohnE McCray, age is only a number, man. Look at that, dude. He is just... I can't state how much fun it is to play with him when he's just out there with so much fire. He just...
Oh, yeah.
That's really the only word I can think of to describe his game.
Contagious.
Yeah, he is a contagious player to play with. And Adams...
He's scuffling right now.
Yeah, there's a big gallery there, but he is playing like he's by himself, in the fact that he's just kind of in his own little world right now, which he needs to get out of that if he wants to finish well.
That shot from Ricky was just insane. Playing the wind perfectly.
Yeah.
Getting the extra ride there.
He's got pretty easy up and down there for his birdie 4.
That's all he really needs here. And Simon's gonna see if he can make some magic happen here.
Can't quite get his PD2 to turn over enough.
Throwing the wrong way.
But that's not short on distance. I mean, that high grass is not stopping it. It's kind of hard to stop that much power. I mean, he's practically pin high, just about 140 feet left. And Adam puts a good move on this one. Just a bit in the woods there.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's too deep.
So at this point, players were asked to mark their lies, and we had to clear the course. The storm came in crazy fast.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Actually had some, it says rain delay there. We also had some lightning, or else we wouldn't have gotten off the course. We had the 3-horn blast. Everyone retreated into the Holiday Inn next door for a 92-minute delay in the final round of the World Championship. So what you're seeing now is we're coming back, and players are actually finishing this hole after that long delay.
That did not seem like 92 minutes.
No, it was very fast 92 minutes.
Wow. It's almost like you talked about the delay, and that took the entire time.
Like that.
Wow. It certainly seemed a lot longer than that when I was out on the course.
Yeah, I mean, that storm came in pretty hot.
Yeah, it came in fast. It was a pretty large storm cell, that a lot of lightning for a good period of time, but passed through and it allowed us to finish the World Championships. And if that delay had not passed over and we weren't able to finish this round, it would have been worst case scenario.
Oh my goodness.
It would have been the 4th tournament within the year canceled short on the last round. Not only that, because there's an A pool and B pool, they would have had to take the results after 2 rounds.
Which would have had, at that point, Johnny and Ricky were tied.
We would have had a co-world champion. And it just would have been a mess. And I'm so happy that storm passed through. And I'm also happy that all 4 players were able to get up and down from their lies at that point. So 4 birdies, and Adam was, managed after the first 2 tee shots to be able to get out with a 5, which, stopped the bleeding a bit there.
Yeah, so Ricky taking an 8-shot lead there into, actually no, closer to 7, I think, because Paul was making that move. Mm-hmm. And going into the back 9, AJ Risley is excited about the World Championship.
Oh, man. Yeah, it seems pretty comfortable for Ricky, but, we're talking about one of the best comeback players of all time in Paul Macbeth, and he's making a chase from the second card. Be sure to tune in for the exciting finish of the 2017 Pro World Championships. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you soon.